European Green Transition, EPIC code EGT, listed on the AIM market a year ago this month and has continued to outperform its peer group since the IPO. The company is a developer of green economy assets in Europe and has been set up to capitalize on the opportunity created by the green energy transition. After meeting shareholders at the Master Investor Show last weekend, Chief Financial Officer Jack Kelly joins us today to bring us up to date. Hi, Jack. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Alan. Thanks for having me.
Firstly, can you tell us how Master Investor was? We saw a lot of the slides and clips and tweets from the show. How was it for you and the European Green team?
Yeah, it was a really, really good event, really enjoyable. We got to meet a lot of our existing shareholders. Great to chat to them and get their sort of feedback on what we're doing and really sort of talk to them about some of the exciting projects we have at the moment, and then some of the things we have coming up later on in the year. Then additionally, there was a whole host of people, potential shareholders or investors there, obviously looking to invest in companies like EGT. So it was really good to talk to them, to educate them on EGT, to explain what we currently have within our portfolio of assets, and then really explain the strategy to them and what we're looking to do and execute over the coming months.
Well, as part of the company's overall strategy, you've been clear that you want to pivot to revenue stage assets. Can you tell us what type of revenue generating assets European Green Transition are looking to take in and develop, and also what sort of time frame you're working to with these assets?
Yeah, so I guess firstly on time frame, we're looking to get something done as quick as possible, but these things take time. We're working and having discussions on a number of potential opportunities, but it is worth taking the time to first of all get the right business and also to get it at the right price, and that's a key consideration in terms of the types of businesses we're looking at. Distressed businesses are obviously very attractive, and that's a key focus. You can get in at a low entry price and then recapitalize it using our balance sheet and get a good return for our shareholders. And the key criteria really for what we're looking for is the business's revenue generating. We won't look at anything that's pre-revenue. We think revenue generating the business is sufficiently de-risked at that stage, and we can really start growing the business quickly from that point. In terms of the sectors, it's anything that's really supporting the green energy transition, whether that be in the recycling space, waste space, services or service providers into infrastructure assets such as wind turbines, and a whole host of areas related to the green economy. So they're really the types of businesses we're looking at, and it's finding those de-risked assets that have a low development or technological risk, and the business is up and running already.
Last December, the company reported positive results from the final 5 drill holes from the drill program at the Ulstrom rare earths project in Sweden. Now, you stated that you want to monetize Ulstrom in the near future. Can you update us on how this is developing and also how you're positioning the assets with potential partners?
Yeah, well, look, I think everyone's seen that there's been a fresh impetus and focus on rare earths, particularly in Europe over the last number of months. I think the general sort of rising geopolitical tensions have accentuated that. And look, the reason is they're critical to global supply chains. They're key components of a number of key industries, particularly in making permanent magnets for the renewable industry, so into the back of wind turbines and into EVs, and also and it's sort of been a real focus over the last number of months, their importance in the defense industry. So it's critical that Europe has a secure supply chain of rare earths. Obviously, at the moment, the market is completely dominated by China in terms of the supply of rare earths and then the processing and refining. So, having a secure supply of rare earths is a critical thing that Europe needs to get in place. And at the moment, there's no commercial stage rare earth mine in Europe. So we feel, the Alstom rare earth project could potentially have a huge impact and provide that security of supply over the next few years. The project itself, Aidan and the team did a really good job up in Ulster last summer. They did a 1,500 meter drill program. They stepped out from the historic resource really to show the district scale potential of Ulster, and the results were very successful and showed that this is a district scale rare earth system, which is a critical factor for an incoming partner, that they know that the project is of sufficient scale to be really attractive. We're continuing to engage with a range of parties, and we've been keeping them updated as since we've got our drill results at the end of the year, and obviously the ongoing focus of rare earths is in the media has brought more people, interested parties to the table. So look, discussions are ongoing. As I said, these things take time, and we're looking to maximize the value of the project for EGT and for the shareholders. And look, we're working hard to monetize this, to sell it, or to partner with a third party on it, and we hope to have I suppose news on it in the near future.
Excellent. Well, look forward to that. Well, of course, staying in Sweden, you have an additional project in Sweden, the Pajala Copper Project. Can you just remind investors what this project is all about, and also whether you're seeking a partner for this for Pajala as well?
Yeah, so again, look, this is one of the mining projects within EGT. So I think we've been quite clear. EGT is not a mining company, and we're looking to move our mining companies on to a third party through sale or partnership. This project itself is a exciting copper project up in northern Sweden. It was formerly owned by Anglo American, and in the last recently we've extended the licenses by 3 years based on the work we've done. So we have the licenses now till March 2028, and that's a critical step in strengthening the value of them, hopefully for an upcoming sale or partnership. Again, look, copper is a really good space to be in, and it's critical for the electrification of the global economy. Copper prices have been very resilient compared to other metals and minerals in the last number of years, showing their focus. And again, having a secure supply of copper in Europe could be transformational over the next number of years. So we continue to talk to third parties about this, and similar to Alstrom, we look forward to updating shareholders in due course.
Okay, thank you for that. Well, switching to carbon credits now. Of course, carbon credits are very much front and center of the clean energy push, despite the challenging voluntary carbon credit market. Now, European Green Transition has an option agreement with the Alton Carbon Credit Project. How is that shaping up?
Yeah, so we signed that option agreement last year, and it's been progressing quite well. The Irish peatland standard has come into force in the last number of weeks in Ireland. It was delayed by a number of months, but it's similar to the standard in Scotland, and it will set sort of a framework, a government-sponsored framework for the verification and also the sale of credits or carbon credits. Generated from the peatland rehabilitation. So that's a critical step in the progression of this option agreement. We continue to work with a number of key stakeholders, large local landowners. The plan is to scale this project significantly. Across the northwest of Ireland, there's a whole host of peatland there, and large landowners who are looking to generate a return from their peatland. I think we've been clear the whole time that the model remains not to actually acquire this land, but rather to partner with the landowner. And that's to maintain as low a capital approach as possible for this. And we're working with a number of other stakeholders in the area to see if we can unlock funding to help with the peatland rehabilitation. So look, it's the project is ongoing. And the option agreements are we find a very good approach to do these types of projects, to give us time to due diligence to see if we're actually going to exercise these projects and bring them into EGT.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Well, we live in interesting times at the moment, Jack. Before we wrap up, you've already outlined some of the upcoming developments for investors and shareholders to look forward to. Now, as the world readjusts to Tariffgate, what else do you expect the company to deliver in the coming weeks and months?
Yeah, definitely interesting times. But look, like our name suggests, we're very Europe focused, and I think that the interesting times, nearly provide additional opportunity for us, and we see it as unlocking a number of further interesting projects that we can develop or acquire over the next few months. And the key focus of the business at the moment is twofold. So identifying a revenue generating business that we can bring into EGT and then start scaling and developing that. And then also monetizing the existing exploration assets of the Alstom rare earth asset and the Pajala copper asset in Sweden.
Well, Jack, it's been great speaking with you again, and we wish you every continued success in progressing existing projects and, of course, identifying new ones. So, Jack Kelly, Chief Financial Officer at European Green Transition, thank you for joining us today.
Great, thanks, Alan.